We're currently enjoying drinks and dinner at the Enchanted Rose. This is our last meal for this trip. We weren't going to worry about rushing back. I mean, it's 8 o'clock now. We might be back by 10. We might go look at what they have at club level, but I'll be honest, more than likely all they have for me are prepackaged cookies and ice cream. And that was just not exciting. I mean, especially for 3 days in a row, if that's the only thing that they can offer someone with gluten allergies. For club level and concierge, that's, and if I told them in advance, it's not okay. You know, I expect better because I've received better at other resorts. So this is probably a one and done for me in terms of club here. I mean, it's beautiful in terms of some of the other stuff, and I might want to stay here again, but I am going to be headed to Saratoga Springs in the summer, and I'm going to be at Riviera in March for Flower and Garden, because you'd be as close to the action, you know, because that's really what I'm going to be in there for. So I think it's been a successful trip. Okay. Well, then if we look behind us, maybe it would be over that way. I don't see anything. I know you can see them from Citricos, but we may have buildings in the way.
I'm probably Citricos in the way.
No. Oh, no, it's right there. We can't see them.
You can see, look at a pole.
Yeah, of course. Doesn't surprise me at all.
Oh, yeah, a lot of it's behind.
Yeah.
I mean, you could stand up and look, too. There we go. Bling, 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 bling. Can you see any windows over there? There you go. Yeah, there's some other people looking. We've got a great trip, I think. We'll be picked up at 4:30 tomorrow morning. So that means we have 15 minutes to get ourselves together and out, and then drive to the front area, drop off my ECV, and be ready for our vehicle. So it's going to be hit the ground running, get to the airport, be comatose for a little while, and then fly home, pretty much. 4 parks in a day. Every park we had a food or beverage. We had extra snack, I guess. We purchased something. We did a ride. We did some other experience. We took a picture at the park icon. And sometimes we did more than that, but that was the minimum of what we did. I'm really excited with all of this. It was fun, and it was her first time doing it, so I mean that was awesome. Tomorrow is, back to work. So you're going to see these vlogs before you're going to see the rest of the Christmas vlogs. So when this one, I don't know how much more there's going to be for tomorrow, for the coming home, as it were, but that will end up being prior to seeing the rest of the Christmas material. So you'll get more coming after this. Then I'm back for Flower and Garden, and then I'm back again in June. So we've got a lot of footage coming for you. There's lots of excitement, lots of fun happening. This was good. We didn't do everything we wanted to do. But we ate all the things that we had to eat. The things I didn't eat were things I had before. We didn't need to drink everything. We drank a lot, but we were good.
I did both things I wanted to do, so
there you go.
That works. I came into this, and Michelle was like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? I'm like, honestly, what do you want to do? And, well, I have to do these things. I'm like, great, let's do those things.
But what do you want to do?
And then she kept asking us, and then she said, oh, by the way, the Broadway costumes will be here. And I was like, okay, yes. And the other thing I really wanted to do is I wanted to finally get into Trader Sam's, because I've been trying for 5 or 6 trips now. I was counting. I have to count.
No, I know. I'm saying here, not here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You've only got that now. Never mind.
Yeah, you have the view. I don't have the view.
I have the view.
So, I finally got into Trader Sam's, and we went to see this amazing. I would kind of wish there were more costumes, to be honest.
What?
I kind of wish there were a couple more costumes.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have done more with that. This was the
I will tell you,
high-level
the one at Universal that has the Wicked ones was like one costume from each character. 2 costumes of maybe 2 Elphaba, but 2 Galinda, and the rest were like individual costumes from people.
Okay.
So I mean, it's like 2 or 3 rooms with sets and selling items. And
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
it's pretty.
And This was very much a high-level overview as opposed to...
Exactly.
Here's
What the skill were.
They did have some really cool parts. I took a lot of photos when they dove in a little bit deeper into details and things like that. I'm like, holy cow, this is amazing. And I took pictures of all the shoes because...
The shoes were pretty
the
impressive.
construction of the shoes was pretty cool.
Aladdin's shoes were pretty awesome.
I was taking... I mean, the detail on the backs of some of these shoes,
Yeah.
it was insane. So yeah, we did both the things I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then we did all this other stuff. And then she said, well, hey, since we took care of everything I want to do, why don't we, I don't know, have you ever done all 3 parks in one day? I said, no. And she said, okay, let's do that. And we did.
And we did.
It's been so much fun.
Yeah, and it only took 12 hours.
Was it really?
They took less than 12 hours.
Less than 12 hours, yeah, because I think we left the room like after 8. So.
Yeah. 8 o'clock, and then we walked out of there at 7 o'clock-ish.
Yeah.
11 hours.
Yeah, so that's the way that works. And I am not really super tired. I am starting to wind down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we've stopped moving for a little bit. But beyond that, it's been a great day. We had a lot of fun. And very much looking forward to what happens next.
Okay, since we have time, what was your favorite part of the trip?
Oh, God. Of the whole trip?
Yeah. Oh, you want to do favorite part of today?
That's harder, too, because there are 4 parks.
I know, but, you know.
Oh, let's see. I need to think on this. It's been a good day. Actually, you know what? Never mind. It was every single photographer we talked to today. Because when you're with Michele, you don't do a static pose. You keep moving, and you move from pose to pose to pose. And we've been doing this for a couple of days now. And we've done it for a couple of trips before this. So I'm getting into the routine.
She knows my shtick.
I know how this works. So we did it. And every single photographer, even the new ones, we hit a couple of brand new earning their ears photographers, and they were all eating it up. One of the places where we stopped to do our stuff, and then we're gathering our stuff, and the people. Actually, it was yesterday. Okay, because we do it every time. One of the gentlemen behind us was like, they were waiting for their turn, and he was like, "That was amazing. That was such a great show. Thank you." Because we have fun with it, and that makes such a difference. If you're doing the static pose.
And not moving from shot to shot to shot.
Yeah. If you add the life of movement to it, even though you're pausing, there was that movement to get there, and that holds for that second that you hold it, and then you move into the next one, and that makes a difference when it comes to the photographs. The photographs themselves feel a little more alive.
Some of these will not look good, but I'll do a random selection of like a series with one photographer,
Okay.
just so you can see like 7 or 8 pictures that we do with one person.
And sometimes the reaction from one goes into the next.
Yeah.
Because she'll do a pose, and I'll see it, and then I'll do something ridiculous, and she'll go.
As a reverse.
And it's it's so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
Because then the smiles are more natural because you're laughing, and it's just a wonderful time. And the photographers love it too. I'd say that's probably my favorite part of today was playing with photographers in all the places. And going back to Dinoland, which I hadn't been to since my boy was wee. Not that way. He was small. He was young.
He's in college now.
Yes, he is in college now, and when we take him, we would spend time in Dinoland, as you do, and just going back to the Boneyard. And as we walked up to Boneyard, a memory hit me.
Yay!
I've been drinking. This might be fun, and I don't know if you've been to the Boneyard, but if you haven't been, go.
You've got a couple months, and that's it.
Yeah, go before it closes. Even if all you do is you go right down into Go right down this one. And then on your way out, ask if, just wander in the Boneyard, because I'll let you in, no matter what age you are. And go watch the floor, and to the back right, there's like a little path, and there are dinosaur feet. Step on them. And there's roars. Different dinosaurs roar. And a memory popped up of where a cast member had come in and was been sort of lightly tripped through those. I heard the roars, and they showed my son that. And then suddenly all the kids were there. And that's a memory. And that was nice.
Yeah.
To revisit.
Yeah.
So that was my day.
So we are back in the room. We have just finished repacking, so all we have to do is throw our last PJs and odds and ends into the bags and our toiletries that are left over and go. So we won't be pretty tomorrow, as you can tell. But we will be, we're getting up at 4 to be leaving the room at 4:15 to be at the front by 4:30 to meet Donovan for our 6:55 flight.
Yes.
And we have to go to the front of the building. I have to turn my ECV in. So there's lots of stuff that has to happen. But we were talking about the best parts. I think Hollywood Studios was just fun. You meet people online and you kind of connect with them and you have conversations. And Magic Kingdom, all was fun, was too crowded. I liked our skipper tonight on the Jungle Cruise. Holly, yes. Skipper Holly.
There were no new people, so when we got to that point where we saw the best part of the entire ride, the entire boat cheered.
The backside of water. O2H. O2H.
And they started the chant before she did.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
But there's a fine line. Like, I think I annoyed the guy in the second row during Dinosaur because I was yelling along with some of the yells. And I was doing, it's so loud in that ride. I really don't think anyone even heard me. It was the left, right, left. Honestly, more to give Lori a heads up because I knew what her brain was doing right then. And I was, yeah, mother, fa.
A lot of that going on in my head.
Yeah, so I was trying to give her kind of the fast stuff here, stop there, turn there, kind of stuff, and reminding her to be wobbly and all that kind of stuff. So, but I got like a half kind of head turned back behind me afterwards. I wasn't filming, I didn't do anything like that. I was just enjoying the ride.
But yeah, but the skipper, that was
but
fun.
Holly was great. Skipper Holly was great. Edna was lovely. No, it was really nice seeing Joy with you.
Really?
Yeah, I like because Lori emanates the character Joy. She really does, and it is her favorite character, I believe.
It is, yes.
Yeah. So yes. I joked about the fact I had a ponytail on, and I was like, yeah, I think they were looking at the colors, and it's like, oh well, she's fear, and you were sadness. I went, actually, sometimes, and I stuck my ponytail straight up. I went, sometimes I'm anxiety. So Joy made me slow down and breathe for a minute.
Yeah.
It was very funny. It took me a second to figure out what was happening,
And both Joy and I were doing it.
Yeah, they were both doing it. It was pretty funny. It was amusing. So we had fun with that. So those kind of play along moments.
I thought that Edna made me pinky swear.
She did. Hold on.
Yeah. So when we went to go see Edna, first off, I remembered I wanted to see Edna.
Yes.
Because I wanted to tell her that I adore her sense of fashion, which I really do. And the fact that she designs these things, and that I was going to be running in spring for the springtime surprise. And I wanted to make a costume based on her.
She was excited by that.
And yeah, she was very excited about that. And I said, and afterwards, I hope to be able to show it to you.
Yes.
And she made me pinky swear to show it to her.
Uh-huh.
So that was kind of cool. So now I have to go.
She has plans in April now.
Yes, I have extended plans now in April. So after I manage to run 10 miles, I need to get myself to Hollywood that day to show Edna what my costume is.
Yep, that's important.
Maybe I don't know, I'll wear it. It's just going to depend on the weather. Because if I've just been running for 10 miles in this thing, it's probably super hot and sweaty.
It depends. Yeah,
might
but
happen
still,
instead.
some people do go in with it, but I understand what you're saying. Okay. So I think like sort of those character interactions in Hollywood were really, really fun. And like you said, all the photographers, they either were amazed. I think there were a couple times when like the people standing in line almost gave us applause afterwards. They were like, that was great. Because you don't stand still.
Mm-hmm. And then at one point I remember turning back and watching the group behind us.
Why don't you come over here?
Okay, fine.
And you're missing all the fun. You're missing her face. You're missing my face.
You're missing me
fling the arms around.
I'm
Yeah.
move this down here,
Go
so
ahead.
I'm going to lose it in the bedding.
Yep. So
I'm back on your bed. I'm going to tuck this in again.
because everyone's looking at my back on this video.
in your pajamas. Yeah. But yeah, so at one point we were heading down, and I looked back. It was in Hollywood.
Okay.
And I looked back, and the group behind us had seen what we had done, and were starting to do similar stuff.
Awesome.
And I thought, oh, that's so cool.
They realize
That is
this
so
is
cool.
fun and it makes it interesting.
Yeah.
You get better pictures when you
do.
start doing stuff
You
like
do.
that.
And we mentioned that earlier, too.
Yeah, we did. There was, in fact, when we got to Magic Kingdom, I did the couple right before us, the two women. I'm not sure if they were a couple or if they were friends, but they got up and one of them is lunging in front of the other and doing stuff, and I went, yeah, that's us in another 10 years.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It truly is.
That was hysterical, and they were great.
I mean, we won't be,
which
We won't be taller.
we won't be sports ball team fans.
Oh,
like
were they sports ball teams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember the one had the writing down her leg?
Oh, right, because it was Chiefs or something on her
No,
leg?
it wasn't Chiefs. It was blue.
It was blood on the bottom, and then
I think it might have been the Bills. I don't
Okay.
know. They were blue.
there was a sports team going
It
down her
wasn't my
leg.
sports team, but they were
And
both dressed
let me
in
clarify,
colors.
it was not necessarily blood. There was splattery stuff that looked red that I assumed was blood on both of her lower legs. Was it red? I thought it was blue. Anyway,
Well,
okay.
The writing was blue.
Blue, yeah, and then the other stuff.
And her friend had coordinated in blue,
Gotcha.
but the one seemed much more of a sports fan and had the name of the team here, the name of the team down her leg. Can't remember what it was. No, but it was
I
blue.
don't know, but it wasn't Eagles and it wasn't yours team.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
There was no green involved on either side.
So, but I think that was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? I liked us. I think what was fun was going, all right, we've done this and we've done this. We still need to do this before we can leave, you know?
Yeah.
And wait, we haven't done this part yet. We have to do this part. And it was
and so we've done all these things. No, we have to buy something. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What do
And
we
then
need?
coming up with the best. I'm not thinking it.
No, but coming
I
up
want
with,
to, but-
but coming up with the right thing to buy,
Mm-hmm.
was just nice. Yeah, just kind of that crazy kind of I don't know what's going to happen next fun energy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I like that, and that was playful, and I like that sense of play.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the conceptual highlight for me.
Controlled chaos. Chaos with the
Organized chaos.
Oh, there we go.
It wasn't controlled, but it was organized chaos.
Yeah, I go with organized chaos.
Yeah, because we're like, all right, we're going to do this ride. No, that's a long time. Do you want to do that? No. All right, we'll try this one. Yay!
Yay! And wait, no. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
And then that'll work. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and then we just jump in, but the things we ended up doing ended up being really fun. You know,
Yeah.
that like as the Jungle Cruise. Actually, we went up, and I'm in the ECV, and I wasn't sure. Sometimes they'll let you directly in the line because you have to go in separately. And the guy came in and he said, okay, so we don't, the line isn't accessible. You can't make the turns in that one for sure. But he gave us a DAS to return time for that specific ride based on the line time. And then we got our Dole Whip that we needed. We saw the Tiki Room, which is our experience.
Yeah.
And then hit the restroom and came back. It was like, that's the other
perfect
thing.
timing.
We did use a restroom at every park too. We did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That was a part of the list.
I know, but I made it part of the list by the end of it. I was like, we're going to
got-
use them all now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we did.
Um,
We needed to, though. I mean, we were doing our best to hydrate. Cause
Yeah.
it did get warm today, finally.
it got comfortable. I was still wearing multiple layers. She got warm, but she's wearing a wool. She runs hot, and she was wearing a wool short sleeve sweater thing. And then I was wearing my knit shirt and a sweater over that, and then
Occasionally your jacket.
sometimes my sweatshirt
My
and
gloves.
her gloves and a hat and my scarf, and
And I'm running around in a short sleeve.
saying I should be
Sweater.
wearing shorts. I should be wearing shorts.
Yeah, I really could have been wearing my shorts today.
For most of it, yeah.
I mean, even walking back over here, I was
This was
fine.
not too bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was not too
I
bad.
mean, I had my jacket on because I
Yeah.
had other things in the bag.
Let me clarify. I said it wasn't too bad, but I was wearing her gloves, a hat, a scarf, and
Uh-huh.
all my layers. So
Yeah. But it really wasn't. The humidity's kicking up again, too, since
little
it warmed up.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot in winter, but yeah, it does.
If we were here one more day,
Oh, when it gets to the 78 and 79, where it's going to be toward the end of the week, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I
it
had
was
curly hair then.
you fluffy.
It
We call you
you
fluffy.
see the coils coming
I
in?
know,
Yeah,
it's a
they're
fluffy.
not going to go when I get home. It's going to be cold
Suck.
again.
Fluffy.
I want my humidity.
You want fluffy.
I want my humidity.
Worst part of the trip.
Oh.
It's still me being stuck in the bathrooms all of yesterday.
That was the kind of. I think there would have, like you mentioned, there would have been a couple of hours. We would have a couple more hours.
we would have done more. We would have
of
had
playing
energy.
around.
Yeah.
We might have actually seen the chalk art.
The chalk art and the Broadway singers and all that stuff we didn't get to because by the end of the time when we left, I was melting down.
Yeah, she was not in a good. It was not a good place.
Yeah,
Not a
and
good
so
place.
I mean, we did what we needed to do for the content, but I was not a happy girl.
Today was much better.
Yes,
Much better.
yeah.
Even though we hit a bathroom at every park, that was.
But I wasn't in there
constant
for
hitting.
half an hour each time or something.
Right.
We didn't lose time,
Yeah.
and we did that allowed us to do more together and to play a little more together, but
Which was
still
fun.
separate when we needed to.
Yeah.
What did I see? Animal was we saw Divine.
We saw Divine. We saw the.
We saw the Barbarossa, my Barbarossa. They were playing with a stick. They were rubbing their butt on a tree.
They had an itch. One of them had an
Had
itch.
itch.
She kept scratching the same spot.
Yeah, and I wish I could tell which is the boy and which is the girl, but I
have
mean,
no idea.
well, there's one of each, but I just
Okay.
don't know.
Well, they were both there.
Yes,
Yeah.
they had a baby, or they had a baby. I'm not sure. Yeah,
Oh.
because they were the Barbarossas. I don't know if they're going extinct, but they had I think the boy.
They're in the plan. Okay.
Yeah. So they had the boy, and he was kind of lonely, and they brought in a girl, and then they had a baby.
Okay.
It was kind of cool.
If the baby's gotten old enough, they might have moved to a different spot.
It's possible.
Because they do that. That's part of the
I know, to help send the world
sorry.
the Barbarossas. No, that was me itching.
Yeah, I got to you too.
Thank you.
Anyway,
All right.
So yeah, the worst part. Actually, I think the worst part for me was interactions with people. Just two.
Oh, okay.
There was the interaction where Squid was doing their best and rocking it, and the people understood. They were, trying to get information for us to make sure things were safe and all that. And that one snide comment from the one.
Like it was sort of it's about time when someone stepped up and started to take people in line, because there was only one person running registers, and she was stuck helping us.
Yeah. So that kind of soured that moment. That was one point. The other point was today. It was. I don't know whose fault it was, if there was a fault, but it is a lesson learned for me, a learning lesson that I'm going to take. And we did living in the land in Epcot. And this family ahead of us had a young person who couldn't sit still and shifted around a bunch, got to the edge of the boat, and I'm thinking... Starting to go try to stick their hands in. He was sitting in the center. He started kind of flailing and I need to get to the outer edge. The father let him, sat him by the edge, and then the kid's trying to lean into the water and stick his hands in the water and the boat, etc. And that's a big...
And it was you need to be careful, or they could throw you out for that.
Out of the entire park. And we were told what was going on with the kid. There's some things going on. That's fine. No big deal. But then I backed up. I stepped back from the situation. I watched the mom, and I realized how incredibly stressed out she was by this entire ride, because there was no escape. There was no release for this. There was a need to control in such a way that could lead to worse things depending on what was going on. Yeah. Not necessarily from the park, but within the family. And I'm like, okay, you know what? This is a lesson learned for me, that this was not necessarily the best situation for them. They were doing the best they could, and I did not help. Essentially, I was not helping, and that's not where, as she said earlier, I like to bring joy to the world. I like to bring light when I can. I like to be helpful and to recognize everybody as people for where they are. And I was not recognizing the mom for where she was at that point in time, and seeing her stress. And
and the dad was kind of struggling with the kid.
It was a weird situation.
Well, I know. I was less sympathetic than you were, to be honest, because I have two nephews who had Asperger's. It's not called Asperger's anymore, I don't think, but that's the brand of autism spectrum they're on. And they had problems growing up. Now, I don't know the level of this child's disability. But when we're like, you need to be careful because they might throw you out of the park for this. Well, he's autistic. That doesn't change the fact that you need to be careful. They might throw you out of the park. They'll understand to a limit, but if you break safety rules and things, then you're risking the long-term permanence. And then she was like, how much longer is this ride? And I was like, you're talking about another 3 minutes. This is the last room of the light. Then we're going to go back into one more scene. So I kind of went through the logistics. I don't think she was willing to hear it at that point. It is what it is.
I recognized the point the mom
the
was
panic,
at.
yeah.
I recognized the point the mom was at when she spoke up, and I was like, oh dear, okay.
Yeah.
And that's why I backed off. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
As much as you can in a boat when you're sitting one
row away from me, but yeah.
But that I think was the other low point. But it's a low point in that it was a low point in general.
It was an emotional low point, yeah.
Yeah, but it was also a lesson, and I'm going to take it to heart. Yeah. As I continue reminding myself of how to people. Because we all need to relearn how to people, and this is part of it.
True.
So that was probably the low point.
And your absolute favorite?
Oh, that's hard. See, trips with you to Disney are always filled with so much fun. It really is hard to come up with the absolute... there are some absolute favorites. There's plural absolute favorites. Yeah. The Panda and Gin drink, which I could not stop talking about today.
She really wanted to go back, and then I went, but look at this restaurant with these gin drinks.
She said, ooh, squirrel. Yeah. And that was that. But yeah, the Panda and Gin...
which is at the Island Tower, the Wailulu Bar and Grill at the Polynesian. And anybody can go there to eat.
Yep, which is kind of nice. Yeah. It's a walk-up.
Yeah.
Well, the bar part was a walk-up.
All right. We are at 10:13, so we do need to.
Yeah, okay.
pull
So I'd
things
say
up.
that was one of my favorites. There are
Okay.
a couple of others. We've talked about them on here. You've seen me light up, stuff like that. So we've got that.
So, and favorite for me, helping you do 4 parks one day.
Oh my
and
gosh.
plotting and planning and that kind of stuff is fun for me. So that was awesome.
You do enjoy that stuff.
I do.
I loved
I don't plan. I don't do as much planning anymore. Being an annual pass holder, I have a little more free form. I plan parks. I kind of plan timelines and restaurant things. But then, in terms of they were going to do this ride, then we're going to hear. I don't do that anymore. And even this was a little more free form than what I've done before. But But so that being said, tomorrow morning we will probably show you little bits and pieces.
A little. Bits and pieces.
Well, we'll be comatose and not looking pretty at that moment. Because we're getting picked up at 4:30. We get picked up at 4:30.
Yep.
We are our flight is at 6:55, and then we land, and then her husband is going to pick us up and take us back to houses and to life.
House and me to mine. I'm going to go back to sleep, and you're going to go to
I'm
work.
going to work. I've got a busy week ahead of me. Goodbye, beautiful view. You were probably the best part of this room, and we loved you for it. Good morning, everyone. Okay, we're packed. It is 4:11. We need to be out of the room in 4 minutes to get to the front because Donovan is going to be there, and we are going to drive to the airport and fly on home. We have bags to check, places to go. I hope you had a great time. Let's keep looking. I don't have a tagline. All that good stuff. Bye. Yeah. Singing hey ho, a maiden's life, 1, 2, 3. Hey ho, a maiden's life, won't you drink with me?